Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I just have to say thank you because I'm so excited. We hit 1,000 subscribers last night. I think it was about 9:30ish. I was talking to Linda Strickland at the time, so she was the first person to find out that I'd hit 1,000. I cried a little. I was kind of surprised about that. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for believing in me and the channel and all the support and everything that you guys do. So thank you. I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'll make a separate video when I get all that stuff hammered out and all that fun stuff. So let's get into the case today. This is the Jameson Nance case. This is out of West Melbourne, Florida. This little 3-year-old boy should not be gone at this point. I'm going to read an article and then we're going to watch some of the news clips. This has happened over a little bit of time. This didn't just happen, but the man who's responsible for his death was just arrested. So let's get into it. Okay, this says 3-year-old Florida boy dies from battered child syndrome. Babysitter captured after fleeing state. A young Florida boy who died suspiciously last month had clear indications of being physically abused over the course of several years. Now the boy's babysitter has been charged with murder after fleeing the state following the child's death. On June 11th, 25-year-old Joshua Mans was babysitting 3-year-old Jameson Nance in West Melbourne, Florida, while the boy's mother was working. Mans was living in the same apartment complex as the preschooler and the boy's mother. Mans called the mother and told her that Nance likely drowned, prompting her to rush home. She discovered the child dead in the bathroom and Mans nowhere to be found. Authorities say Mans left a handwritten notice asserting that he had a seizure while Nance was in the bathtub and that the boy had drowned. The note said no one would believe him and he does not want to spend the rest of his life in prison for something he did not do, the television station reports. However, a medical examiner found no evidence of drowning, but rather clear evidence of battered child syndrome, including a fractured rib, stabs to the head, and brain swelling from weeks ago. The child also had a broken leg last year, and state authorities had investigated a different broken leg 2 years earlier. Just a side note, do you know how difficult it is to break a toddler's leg? Those little bones are still like rubber. To say that this little boy is 3 years old now, so if they investigated a broken leg when he was 2 and he had a different broken leg at a year old, why was this kid still in her care at this point? Side note. Anyway, here we go. As late as June, investigators were examining suspicious injuries, including a burn to the boy's arm, according to WESH. On June 28th, police located and arrested Mans in Georgia, where he was allegedly hiding out with relatives. Investigators believe he was trying to get to his home state of West Virginia. Prosecutors have charged Mans with neglect, abusing, and killing Nance. He stood silent during a court appearance on Friday. Mans is being held in jail without bond. Well, at least they did that right. I do have his court appearance. So let's watch how this kind of unfolded on the news, and then we'll talk about it.
New details now into the investigation into a child's death. West Melbourne police are not saying much about this tragedy, only it's suspicious. News 6 found out first responders were called to an address along Lago Circle Friday night, which is the Grand Oaks at the Lake Apartments. News 6's James Sparvero is looking into this.
The body of the small child, who West Melbourne police still have not identified, is turned over to the medical examiner's office. Here's how we learned this tragedy all started.
At 7:20 Friday night, emergency responders raced to the gated Grand Oaks at the Lake Apartments.
Responding to Lago Circle for a possible 4-year-old not breathing. Their 4-year-old had a seizure, not breathing.
Police are saying the child's death is suspicious, but not elaborating. Listen to this audio from Friday.
Wasn't being quite clear where the child was, and then at the end said that he was actually driving away from the scene.
We requested the caller's audio, but today police told us they're not sharing that right now either. And police say the child was 3 years old, not 4 as reported by dispatchers.
It's very surprising and disturbing.
Resident Frank Rosas says the apartments are full of families with small children. Frank himself says he's a father of 3. So I guess it just leaves you curious. You want to know what happened?
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's something that I think our community needs to know about a little bit. You know, we all have kids. We all have, you know, loved ones around here.
We'll continue working to learn more about this investigation, and as soon as we have any new details from West Melbourne Police, we will bring those to you here on News 6 and clickorlando.com. In West Melbourne, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, getting results, News 6.
This is the new mugshot for 25-year-old Josh Mance, after West Melbourne Police say the U.S. Marshals and a Georgia Sheriff's Office captured him yesterday. Police say he left the Grand Oaks at the Lake Apartments on Friday the 11th, and a tip that came in reported he was staying with Georgia relatives. From the start, police called the death of 3-year-old Jameson Nance suspicious. Dispatchers reported a caller leaving the Lago Circle apartment before police arrived.
Wasn't being quite clear where the child was, and then at the end said that he was actually driving away from the scene.
Last week, police called Mans a person of interest in the toddler's death, and that Mans had an active warrant out for his arrest for child neglect with great harm. Now police say Mans will be charged with first-degree felony murder. Police are still quiet, though, about how the boy died and how they say Mans killed him. Police have also not identified Mans' relationship to the 3-year-old, but have said he is not the boy's father.
Police say Mans is still in custody in Georgia, awaiting extradition here to face his murder and child abuse charges.
Joshua Mans.
The West Melbourne man accused of abusing and murdering a 3-year-old boy faced a Florida judge for the first time on Friday. Joshua Mans didn't say a word, as the judge said he's to remain behind bars without bond. The 25-year-old is accused of killing Jameson Nance last month. According to newly released affidavits, Mans was taking care of the preschooler in their West Melbourne home while his mom was at work. As the boy's mom was getting ready to come home, court documents say Mans called her, saying Jameson likely drowned. She came rushing home, finding her son dead in the bathroom, and that Mans had taken off without calling anyone for help. Investigators say Mans left a note in the apartment saying he had a seizure while the boy was in the bathtub and drowned, adding, quote, no one would believe him, and he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in prison for something he did not do. But a medical examiner didn't find any evidence of drowning. Instead, an autopsy revealed clear signs of battered child syndrome with injuries from weeks ago, including a fractured rib, brain swelling, and stabs to his head. Detectives also learned the boy suffered a broken leg last March, and that the Department of Children and Family Services investigated another broken leg 2 years ago. Just last month, DCF went to his daycare to investigate suspicious injuries, including a burn on his arm. Law enforcement found and arrested Mans in Georgia over 2 weeks after the boy's death. Investigators say he was trying to get help from relatives to escape to his home state of West Virginia. In West Melbourne, Marlene Martinez, West 2 News.
We reached out to DCF today about their ongoing investigations involving the boy, and we have not yet heard back.
So just kind of going over what we know, and I know there's still a lot of questions to be answered here. I do want to know, why didn't they investigate the mom? If they were going to this kid's daycare, he's had broken bones at a very young age, burns, brain swelling from weeks ago. Did he go to the doctor weeks ago with brain swelling, or was this just kind of dismissed and they found it because he died, Of course, DFS hasn't answered them. Let's hold our breath, because I'm pretty sure they're going to get right back to talking to the news about this case. But yeah, we don't even know how long this guy has been responsible for babysitting this child. I was going to say in his care, but let's not even kid about that. So I don't know if he's related to the 2 broken legs or any of that stuff previously. I just don't know. If I guess I always try to, what can we learn from this? If you're the single mom in this situation and you are not hurting your child, and, the kid keeps getting injured and you're being reported to DCS, if you know it's not happening at the daycare, let's maybe not leave our kid with random people. Not that he's a random person, I don't know, but I don't even know how to put that in a nice way. I'll be curious to see if any more charges come. Thank God they grabbed him, but this is ridiculous that DFS has been looking at this little boy since he was a year old, and now here he is, 3 years old, and he's dead, But that's basically what we talk about on this channel for some reason. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. I'll continue to follow it as more stuff comes out. At least they held him without bond. He's in Florida. There is a live and booming death penalty in Florida, which you usually see in child murder cases. So there's that. But let me know what you guys think. I've got Patreon going on. There's some stuff over there that I can't talk about on YouTube, so go check that out over there. Earlier I said we did hit 1,000 subscribers, so YouTube will monetize my channel sometimes. They're reviewing it. So if you log in one day and there are like 57 ads on a video that's 2 minutes long, let me know. I didn't do that. I've heard that you kind of have to go in and cool things down a little bit after you first get monetized, because it goes a little bit crazy. But so don't think I'm trying to cram every ad I can possible in a video. If you see something crazy like that, just let me know. If you guys have a case that you want me to look at or whatever, my email, my Twitter, all that fun stuff is down in the description box. And I've got a couple of cases that have been sent in. I think I've got 4 right now, and I'm looking at one of them. Really got my attention, and it's James Beal. There's a lot of people talking about him right now, so I don't know if I'll make a video about it or not, because he's got a lot of people talking about him. But possibly he's probably something we'll talk about it on a hearsay live kind of thing, but we'll see. Anyway, other than that, that's all the announcements and good stuff I have. Thanks for being my sub. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. If you haven't, you should. We're a ton of fun over here. Even though we talk about kid cases, we talk about other stuff too. But anyway, until next time, guys. Bye.